Hey, today I have cades. Post is a cat flower. What? This is the soil, and it has a secret thing in the egg cell. The cell made of egg. This is the super blue emerald. It shows its wreck. Oh man, let's go. This is, oh man, why these my ankles? This is the Galvadia soil. It has profile and got a gun hand and shooting profile. And you say profile is powerful than blue file. I don't know if this is real or no, fake. I don't know. And finally, the alpha thing. Alpha thing has this big tongue. Yeah, made out the bones. And this is a real and kind of tail. So it's how to pause the video. That. But it might this part.
They could somehow survive the oil price hike caused by the war in Ukraine. Putin struck them. Have you heard of Libya? Of course you have. It's a North African country torn by war. Two factions are fighting in Libya, the LNA and the GNA. The Libyan National Army is led by General Khalifa Haftar and is supported by Russia, UAE, Egypt, Saudi Arabia and others. The government of National Accord is supported by the likes of Turkey and the United States. It is in Libya that Russia has pulled a fast one over the West. Oil prices rose on Monday by 1%, with Brent dropping $130 a barrel. Adding to supply pressures from sanctions on Russia, Libya's National Oil Corporation on Monday warned that a painful wave of closures had begun hitting its facilities and declared force majeure at Al-Sharara oil fields and other sites. What is causing these closures, you might ask? The answer is simple. Russia. It is being reported that pro-Haftar forces and tribals in Libya shut down the country's largest oil field. The Al-Sharara oil field produces around 450,000 barrels a day. Libya's daily oil output has now plummeted to 800 million barrels a day, down from 1.2 billion barrels. Separately, Khalifa Haftar supporters and his forces also shut down the Al-Fil oil field and the Zudina terminal on the Gulf of Suez. The closure of the terminal forced the Libyan National Oil Corporation to stop production in the fields of Abu Atufal, Al-Intisar, Al-Nakla and Nafura. Interestingly, the area where such closures have taken place is controlled entirely by the Haftar's forces. Now you can connect the dots, right? Libya is a major producer of oil. America and its allies, including those in Europe, have been looking to cut down on their dependence on Russian energy. That the United States actually ramped up its oil imports from Russia towards the end of March at an unprecedented scale is a separate matter altogether. Essentially, shutting down of oil fields in Libya at a time when the world is in dire need of increased oil supply has come as a rude shock for the West. There is already a lack of alternatives to Russian oil, and Libya cutting down on its daily output will have rather painful ramifications for oil prices and overall energy supplies around the world. Spain and Italy are considered top buyers of Libyan oil. Therefore, Russian President Vladimir Putin is using his influence over General Haftar in Libya to create further shocks in oil supplies. That could potentially jeopardize European energy security. Putin is basically strong-arming the United States and Europe to not take any hasty decisions against Russia's energy exports. If they do, they must be prepared to deal with unexpected scenarios created by Vladimir Putin in different parts of the world.
And this is I think how to test the head. Maybe okay. Oh man. Okay, he made a head. Made a head. I think this. Oh fuck! What the fuck is that?
Hey, if you're gonna make a video, you can't cuss. Otherwise, they'll delete your video.
So I can cuss like adults only.
Yeah, but adults don't want to see kids cuss either. So just keep that in mind.
Sorry to cussing. Don't eat the video. Don't eat the video because that makes me super mad. I know I'm cussing, but don't fucking don't eat my videos. Even I say cuss out, don't eat them. Okay? Because that makes me super mad. Headpiece, I think. Oh. Buzz, Andy, say something. I just forgot. That's too far. Please don't hard kick. Oh man, that's too far. Come on.
The pain away.
107,000 apprehensions in 14 days in April already. Incredible numbers. 29,000 gotaways and 19 dead found.
First. Interesting. How do I connect these? Connect this. The offer key to a stack. Pretty cool. Now, next up is this one. The oaty soil. Oaty soil? Come on.
My state decided that it was a good idea to ban the use of the word gay in the classroom. Educators are not allowed to say gay in the classroom anymore. This is a life or death issue. Why do I say that? One of the most important statistics that I use in my curriculum when teaching anti-oppression, specifically about LGBTQIA issues, is 72%. You decrease the likelihood of a young trans person of wanting to commit suicide if all you do is use the proper pronouns for that person. 72%. You can save a life by using one, often two-letter word for a person.
Okay.
Misgendering someone can have them go on a spiral where they don't want to live anymore. And now we're not allowed to say gay, even if we are gay.
Oh man. This is so easy to me. Oh man. Easy peasy, mine's easy. Yeah, it's like super easy to like build this one. Yeah. Done. Easy peasy, mine's easy. Then probably should get one. Now this is probably gonna be on this one. I haven't got pieces I have to build for this one. So, oh, fuck. Don't eat my videos, okay? It says a thing, okay? Don't eat my videos because that makes me so mad. This thing was like Steve. It's probably gonna be on video, but who cares? Okay. Oh, so this one is here. Now for this one. Oh man, this. This. Demo's doing this. Can see that hole. And
Welcome to the Money GPS. You came here for the truth, so let me unveil that for you. This is huge. The first thing I want to look at is the possibility of an oil embargo, and I'm going to get into the details. They're thin, but you need to know right now. The second thing is they are buying it all. We're going to talk about real estate and the next level of what they happen to be doing. The third thing is up or down. I'm going to show you what is going on today in the financial system. Let's begin right here. An EU embargo on Russian oil is in the works according to the French minister. This isn't a rumor. This isn't some analyst. We're talking about a French minister. At the bottom, it says basically they want to get an embargo on Russian oil at the European Union level. That is apparently in the works. Quote, I hope that in the weeks to come we will convince our European partners to stop importing Russian oil. This is what they want to do. They're waiting for the election to pass. And then they will have this basically brought up with the other countries. I don't know if it's going to pass. Let me tell you right now.
But I was going to get a ball joint.
It seems like it would be self-destructive.
Okay.
Who knows
ball
what they are up
ball
to. This
joint.
goes through a lot. And of
Then
course,
this
they go
like
through it all. But I wanted to show you because it's so important. Commitments from European companies to diversify away from Russian oil.
And then the cell.
They have already committed to making changes. You go down the first column is the country. The second is the company. And so you can look through here, for instance, BP announced that it would stop buying Russian oil. Go down. Maybe you recognize some others. ExxonMobil will exit Russian oil and gas operations and halt new investment. Nothing in the purchase of Russian oil. However, UK and Germany have announced to end imports by 2022. You just go down the list. Isn't it interesting, right?
And then the eyes.
And then you can see, of course, Russian import as a percentage of the total by the country. And a lot of these, they are significant. So you cannot just cut ties and not have that reverberate and not have a shockwave blast back at you. Now, this is what I wanted to touch on. I wanted to highlight and I wanted to show you today because it's going to impact everybody. You don't have to be in the European Union for this to have a direct impact, okay? Imagine what would happen to the price of oil. Some are suggesting that the price could basically double overnight. Nobody knows what's going to happen. But you can see right now, oil is just at around that $100 a barrel. We peaked out very briefly at $130 a barrel, and historically we've been as high as almost $150 a barrel, not even factoring in inflation. So where we will end up, if this actually occurs, at least in the short term, could be a doubling in the price. Like I said, I don't think this is going to happen. I don't think they'll get there. But even the talk of it could send the prices higher. Okay, I'm not going to beat a dead horse. I want to appreciate it. If you do, hit that thumbs up. Freight is piling up. 25 million people in Shanghai have been sequestered for 18 days. This, I believe, is no longer the case anymore. I think they've sort of pulled back on those restrictions. But Chinese authorities this week slightly eased the restrictions, dividing the city into 3 categories based on the previous screenings and risk levels. And I think they've been consistently rolling those back. But I mean, who knows by the time this article was written and what's actually happening at that given moment. But my understanding is that this is starting to slowly but surely ease. People can wander outside of their apartment buildings. Oh, thank goodness. But are encouraged to stay home in neighborhoods. In the past 2 weeks, those in high-risk areas must still shelter at home. So depending on where they are allowed to have freedom or they are. And then you can see here that they are just talking about the fact that Shanghai is one of the largest manufacturing centers in China. Heavy concentrations of automotive and electric suppliers, home to the largest container port in the world and a major airport that serves inbound and outbound air cargo. What's happening right now is that a lot of that has been moving to Ningbo, which is the nearest major port, and so that has doubled up. And you know, if you have to deal with this yourself, you would understand that this is actually causing a delay. There were, despite what we heard, 2020, 2021, not as bad. Actually, right now is worse than, in my opinion anyway, what was experienced over the past couple of years. Nearly 400 million people across 45 cities in China are under full or partial lockdown. Together, they represent 40% or $7 trillion of the GDP. This is big. Okay? And this is why I keep harping on it. You've heard me talk about this over and over and over again. In Shanghai, Tesla's workers are forced to sleep on the factory floors. And this is just getting into, what I've covered in the previous video, that this is something that some people, I did a video about it and, doesn't seem to be of interest to many people. But here, just wanted to show you some more detail. Looking at the next aspect of what's happening with the financial system, and that is big companies buying it all. Blackstone bets on campus housing with $13 billion acquisition. Deal for student housing owner American Campus Communities marks Blackstone's biggest foray into the sector. So you've seen this before at these different real estate investment trusts, and they'll be buying up older age, I'm not sure the exact term, but basically older age, retirement housing, let's call it. Okay? And this is a big thing, because they know baby boomers are going to be retiring, they're going to be